Welcome back to Beacon, everyone. I'm Eric Campbell, your game mother, and joined here with the Stream Punks for another session of the Alien ttrpg. It's lovely to see everyone tonight. I'm going to kick things off by pointing out some of you have already heard the news that the final tally is in, and thanks to your help, Stream Punks was able to raise $5,000 for Doctors Without Borders. I'm still, we were talking about it before we went live. We're kind of stunned and amazed. I mean, I know this is going to immediately cue a bunch of you saying, Eric, it's Ox Crew. You should know better by now. That doesn't ever stop my amazement. It never stops it. And my God, if there was ever a time that Doctors Without Borders and organizations like them needed support, you guys are absolute heroes. Thank you so much. Obviously, we have a lot of game unlocks that we have unlocked. I want to acknowledge something real quick before we start. I need to acknowledge that Sam DeLev was given the option of possibly backing out of a second Predator movie for exchange for something else, and decided to tough it out because they have committed. So let us all just appreciate Sam's bravery, and appreciate that they are going to watch two Predator films. So we will keep you apprised as to when that is happening. Most of that is going to be happening on our Discord channel. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to be letting you guys know when our one-shots are happening and more. So that's all I have. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated and absolutely shattered our goal. Next up, the only other announcement that I have for myself personally is, of course, Sundays. Join us over on GaryCon Live if you want to watch me run Planescape with a bunch of really talented, brilliant people. Okay, done. Anybody else have any announcements tonight before we get started? Anyone at all? Yes, Caitlin.
I've mentioned this past couple of streams, but I have made a series of small how-to call to action videos. They're on my Twitter, trying to make it as accessible as possible to learn how to figure out how to call your reps, who to call and what to say to them. Things like sending emails, things like buying eSIMs for Gaza, and how to send that, how to share that, how to buy that, how to do all of that stuff. I'm actually I don't know, I was thinking about doing it actually after the stream tonight, but going live for like a half hour and like hanging out and calling my reps with a couple of call to action things from my local city. So I'll tweet about that if I end up doing it, but I kind of want to keep pushing those types of making this stuff less scary. So join me for that. If I end up doing it, I will post about it. Keep an eye out.
Sweet. All right. Thank you, Caitlin. Anybody else have anything else they'd like to announce before we get things started? Yes, Eliza.
As ever, as always, Storyloom. Actually, not as ever, as always, because now Storyloom is shutting down at the end of this month, which is wild. For a year and a half, I have plugged my interactive visual novel stories here at this table, and now, after February, they will be no more. But I'm looking into making them into new things for the future. But until then, February 29th is the last day that you can access the Storyloom app. If you are like, what is Storyloom? Why do you keep saying Storyloom like we know what it is? It's an app, both a web app and a mobile app, that has interactive visual novels that people like you and me can create. And I have been one of the story creators for the past year and a half on that platform. So my stories are called Welcome to the Blood Bar and An Eye of the Hunter, and then a little story called Bloodbound at the Blood Bar. They're all in this like vampire / monster hunter world, because it's me, you know. So yeah, go check those out and read. All the other stories on there are awesome and excellent. So definitely read lots and lots before February 29th.
Sweet. Okay. Thank you, Eliza. Anybody else have anything they'd like to get off their chest? Yes, Noir.
Okay, Ox Crew. I talked a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, you did.
I got the 5,000. So give you your little roses. Good job.
Yep.
That's all I had.
That's a worthy announcement.
My begrudging acknowledgement of your amazingness.
Yep. Nope, that's fair. That's completely fair. All right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say before I engage?
My favorite part is where Noir doesn't believe and then is gloriously defeated. It's my favorite part. It's a recent part of fundraiser lore in this little corner, and maybe it's the Schadenfreude in me, but I love it so much.
I'll get you next time.
Team Rocket blasting off again, brought to you by the Noir Enigma.
Fueled
But
by
speaking of
Oxford.
blasting off again, we sent a brand spanking new satellite into space last week after a couple of weather delays. NASA sent the PACE satellite, which survived 4 assassination attempts by the previous White House administration. It is in the friggin' sky now. And you would think, oh, hey, NASA, they look at space stuff, so like they're looking out at stars. No, the PACE satellite looks at phytoplankton, aerosol, cloud formation, and ocean ecosystem. They're pointed right back out at Earth. So why did NASA do this? Why look this way? How look this way? And how are oceanographers talking about really big poops involved? Go find out on my YouTube channel, because that is, I swear to dog, a direct quote from an academic professional.
You know they did that.
YouTube.com/@Delovely,
You
DELE.
can't swerve like that. That's not fair.
Excellent. All right.
It's a very spacey day, and I'm excited.
All right, friends, let's begin. Tonight is the official start to Campaign 3 storyline. Let's begin tonight's episode of Beacon.
I
We're
don't
gonna
know what's
pause.
happening. I don't know
We're
what's
gonna give
happening.
we're gonna give Noir some space right now. We're gonna help Noir out. We're gonna be a Noir friend at the moment.
Not like this.
We're gonna help Noir.
Not like this. It's one of my favorite movie quotes.
Mm.
Not like this.
All right. Well, to kick things off, where we last left off, you guys had just been recruited into the ECA, also known as the Extrasolar Colonization Administration, a division of the United Nations, and one of the organizations that's trying to help fight for equity and the health of colonists and laborers out on the frontier. It was a last-minute save as Beacon was about to blink out of existence forever. With the arrest of its founder and Wayland Yutani basically deciding to liquidate all of the assets that it had invested in through various third parties, Beacon had no future. When a little bit of mischief and getting into someone's personal files happened to lead to a series of breadcrumbs that went all the way back to Earth. You guys got in contact with a gentleman named Anthony Mendoza. Goes by Tony. Anthony Mendoza is the project manager for ECA. He's one of the many project managers they have. And in this case, he had been reaching out to Varela for months and months before some of you had even arrived at Beacon, offering to possibly partner with the ECA, receive additional funding. Varela, as we all know, had some ulterior motives and was hiding a lot of things and turned him away and flat out ignored him. In this case, though, he was the lifeline, a boon to all of you. Reaching out to him, it took less than 48 hours for him to get in contact with Beacon. Considerable, the fact that you guys are in deep space near the edges of UA territory, along the borders with the UPP colonies. So y'all are pretty far out, but all the same, a direct line in which he made a big offer. Essentially, the ECA scooped up Beacon. They reached out to Wayland Yutani, let them know that there was interest. You guys already had personnel, equipment, resources were out there. It was a perfect package deal for them. They could literally just buy a station in space that was already equipped and was already staffed with people specifically for the mission objective of helping colonies on the frontier. Easy purchase, and it worked. The ECA acquired Beacon, and they are now in control of Beacon. And you guys, that was 3 days ago. Everyone since then has learned that not only are you, upon signing contracts, of course, as you're all contracted workers here with the ECA, you've all received raises. everyone on Beacon Station has their pay has gone up, as you are technically nonprofit still, but you are government now. You are working for you are a government branch of the United Nations, essentially. And since that has happened, you've all been waiting for more information. You know that Tony mentioned to you all that a ship was being sent out to you to help you travel a little bit faster among the stars. You guys had your Bison class ships, which get the job done and certainly have enough space to haul when you need to haul. But the problem is the FTL reactors on these Bison. These Bison are 70 years old. These ships are still sturdy and well used. You can still make planetfall with them just fine, as you guys have all shown, but it's just too slow. And some of these colonies are pretty far out. So there's talk of having to negotiate with the UPP about possibly entering into their territorial space to check on their colonies as well. Things with the UPP have actually been warming up a little bit after the colony war. So things right now have started to progress a little bit. UPP, of course, is also bearing the scars of being manipulated by the corporations during the colony war, specifically a couple of higher ups in both Weyland-Yutani and the Colonial Marine Corps who helped start the colony war. Once that was revealed, everyone kind of compared scars, realized they had been jerks to each other, and now dialogue has opened up and cooperation on some places. It's not moving terribly fast, but the lines of communication are finally open again. And where we pick up today is 3 days after being acquired by the ECA, and the energy around Beacon Station is completely different. People are joking. You can hear laughter in some of the cargo bays. It just has a general feel. It's one of those things where the ambience just feels different. And each of you are aware of it. Each of you can feel it as you're moving around the station. Just glancing around and looking at people's faces, people feel like maybe for the first time since getting this job, people feel like they're finally moving forward. And ships have started to return to Beacon. You've already had 2 deliveries and 2 stops of people stopping by and replenishing water supply, and also settling in new staff that's coming to join up some more roughnecks, basically filling out the Beacon staff. And we'll start 6 a.m. station time, where a lot of people's shifts begin. And today, the first shift is actually going to belong to, and correct me if I am wrong, but Tig, you specialize in medicine and you do some repair work as well, don't you?
No, she's pretty much a field surgeon is
Okay,
like
perfect.
almost all of her stuff. I mean, she's got the strength to help move stuff around, but the mechanics, anything like repair stuff over her head, she'd need to be directed.
Okay. So in that case,
She's happy to help out, but she does not have any of that existing knowledge on her own.
in that case, you are everyone is being used right now on Beacon
Mhm.
Station. Pretty much everyone is trying to get things organized. Also, there's a lot of unpacking that's been happening in the past 3 days. There's a week's worth of unpacking to countermand, basically, as crates are being shipped back in, parts are being made available. The entire lower deck is once again being stocked up with tools, machine supplies, fuel, you name it. And right now, as a matter of pride, Preston did the thing that has been constantly brought up again and again and again and again and again, and no one has done anything about it. But today, Preston ordered it. The outside of Beacon Station is finally getting its name. And right now, I'm going to say, Isaac, you are one of the 2 people out spacewalking on the side of Beacon Station, finalizing the shift, as the name Beacon Station has actually already been inscribed on the side of the station using various paints and whatnot that are perfect for scribing, like laser printing onto the side of the hull in 0G. You guys are out there finalizing the last bit. There was apparently some structural fatigue that was spotted, and so you and your today's coworker, which is actually a Beacon NPC that you guys have not met yet. One of the many, his name is, I pull it up, Reznov. He is out there walking with you. The two of you are currently out, mag booted onto the side of Beacon Station, just walking him out amongst the dark black of space. And Tig, you are in the cargo bay on comms. It's an easy enough job just to monitor a spacewalk. Sometimes they just need someone to make sure that everything is going fine. And if things don't go fine, someone can be at the comms to scream, "Oh my God, things are not fine."
I can yell pretty loud. Yeah, it's all good.
So, in this particular moment, Reznov is knelt down on side and is currently trying to make visual contact with any of the fatigue that was first spotted out here. And you can hear him on comms, Isaac, as he's shaking his head. You can see his head moving inside that big, thick helmet, just underneath the glare of starlight. And he just says,
"Nothing over here, Isaac. Anything on your side?"
Let me take another look. I
"Okay."
didn't see it on the first pass, but it may pop up.
So do me a favor. As you're looking around, make me an observation check.
We don't like heavy machinery for this.
Heavy machinery will be what you use once you find the problem.
Well, yes, but I'm trying to identify it in a known thing.
Well, there could be a case to be made for that.
You know what to look for because you have that specialty.
There could be a case to be made for that, actually. 1 second.
Once an educated eye, it feels like it.
Well, I think that's a solid point. Let me, because that feels like 1 second.
Otherwise, I suck, even though it's my thing.
Power machines, rule skill, repair, injury, break. Well, the skill actually doesn't seem to suggest that it's to spot problems. It's more of using, repairing, jury rigging, breaking, or it's. I tell you what, though.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and let you do it because you've been out here for the past hour. So I think at this point it's not so much spotting, but it's looking for the signs that you were familiar with in your skill sets as somebody who is very skilled with heavy machinery. So I would say go ahead and make your heavy machinery check.
All right.
Well argued. My God, all you did was ask the question, and I felt.
Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, only 2. Okay.
2 successes.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, indeed. As you're moving along, you pause, Isaac, and look down, and you can see some of the structure looks like it's actually, and you see this a lot on these old stations. It looks like some of the metal fatigue. It could be. This is usually caused by things like debris flying through space. It could be small rocks that hit the station in the middle of a shift. It happens all the time. Enough rocks hit enough spots, and eventually you get damage. As you glance down, you can see what looks like the telltale signs of probably space debris has impacted portions of the hull. You see a little piece of some of the hull itself has been eroded or torn away. It looks like it's an old injury too. Like this has probably been like this for a hot minute. Some of the superstructure is slightly exposed. You can actually see some of the cables and wiring underneath. It is effectively a low-level hull breach.
Reznov, it looks like there's some impact damage over here and perhaps some kind of shearing stress. Looks a little less recent to my eye, but that could have been either a bad piloting job that gave us a bit of a kabang, or maybe looking down the hull, we might see some clamps that are putting undue stress on this part of the hull. What do you think?
Honestly, I think I'm relying more on what you know. I think you point me at what needs to be put back together, and I help you do it.
Okay.
On my way.
That.
I think I see where you're pointing.
And he starts taking the
There.
big steps.
There was my hand.
His mag boots as you point over in the direction. As he is making his way over, he's walking towards you when you see on his side, all of a sudden, as he steps down, one of the deck plates as he's walking just kind of sinks for a second. You see it kind of fold in. And for a split second, you have his ankle just below the surface of the deck itself, the metal itself. Like he just sank into a hole for a second. And the moment this happens, he glances down and goes,
I seem to have stepped.
and then there's a white light just flashes in front of you, and you see what looks like plasma eject straight out from where he was standing and rocket right out in front of him. He disappears behind this plume of yellowish red radiation that explodes out from the side of the station, and it vacuums out into space. It maintains for a few seconds and then stops. But you see one leg keeping him on the station. He has bounced off the hull and is currently just floating. And I have to roll for Reznov because he just took damage. And there are rules for damage when you are wearing a spacesuit in the vacuum of space.
As I recall, there were rules for not putting holes in my ship, Eric, but here we are.
Hey, you get one of those. You chose the Ross. All right.
Well, apparently you got one of those holes in my ship.
Yep.
Station.
Okay. I'm going to roll. Okay, so this is actually going to be, okay, let's see. How much damage did that? That's 3. Okay. So do me a favor, Sam. Roll me a D6, if you would, please.
1.
1? Okay. Reach.
He takes 1 damage.
Okay. Okay. He looks like he's unconscious, judging by the fact that he's not trying to help himself. You just see him floating there for a moment. His one left leg that is mag booted onto the side of Beacon Station is the only thing keeping him from just popping off the side. The jet of plasma that erupted off the side, it has died down to a small plume of just reddish gas that is kind of ejecting off to the side. You can quickly repair that. That's not an immediate problem. You've seen it before. It looks like it was probably just pressure cooked and then popped when he stepped on it. But his condition, you're not sure. Meanwhile, back in the station, you can see a spike all of a sudden in pulse. And you can see the exterior cameras too. Very poor quality, like in the old VHS screens, much like our Beacon opening, where you're kind of like looking through those retro style screens, and you can see, just as you see it happen, Tig, you also feel a slight shimmy at your desk. You look to your left and see coffee that has been sitting next to you, just the surface of it ripple for a second as there is a inside Beacon. Everyone stops on the cargo deck and looks around.
Isaac, what's going on out there?
The alarm starts to go off. It's like a station warning alarm.
We have a minor hull breach that has widened into a major, significant hull breach, and we'll probably need your and the doctor's services very soon.
Okay, the alarm is going off in here. Is that would be in relation to what happened? Okay,
I think that's probably about the hull breach and not about the human.
That's
you
fair.
should
I'll
also
call
be
Doc.
alarmed about the human. That seems
I
fair
am.
and reasonable.
I am. I just don't know all the sounds. What all the main? I'll call Doc. Okay.
Tig,
Can you get him inside?
Tig, as you're having that conversation, all of a sudden you hear LaRoche, her voice popping into the intercom next to you, going,
Tig, what the hell is going on down there?
Hull breach turned into bigger hull breach. We're working on it. Right now we have an injured crewman, so I'll get back to you on that one because that's not my area of expertise. She's gonna now I can't do anything about that for you, LaRoche.
okay.
Yeah, Tig's asked if Isaac can get Reznov back in, or if they'll need an assist.
So, from what I remember of our previous EVA and EVAs in general, you tend to be attached to a safety line, which, based on Reznov only being attached by a single mag boot, appears not to pertain here.
It's kind
Do
of
we have a safety rope or any other kinds of things that would anchor us?
So I did thorough research on this because I wanted to find out what the safety standards were in the alien universe, and the answer is no.
Set safety standards to know.
Safety lines actually are not quite as practical as you might think. And what happens is on space shuttles and smaller ships, yes. Wandering outside the station, not so much. These EV suits actually have small thruster control in the back. So if there was ever a problem, he could probably save himself and push himself back onto the station. But for the most
Except
part,
if something exactly like this happened.
except for something exactly like this happens, thankfully normally his mag boots would have saved him. One of his mag boots was the problem, and now he is clinging to the station by a single foot and dangling in space.
Yeah, we didn't need rules for any particular reason. All right. Looking over the stressed area, does that seem, and knowing that there was an internal alarm and hearing my storyteller say something with the word radiation in it, do I need to fix this emergently? Because honestly, the organic would otherwise be my highest priority. They tend to be fairly time sensitive once they've passed out.
I would say, since Tig has this on external cams and has the section of where the damage is, it's I don't want you to have to roll for this. I think you would probably know that chances are they can seal off that section, basically cut power, cut whatever's causing the flow to happen. Because it's not internal. It doesn't look like it's gone deep internal. It looks like it's on the exterior, but it looks like it is a small level hull breach for sure. It's going to need repairing.
Then I can get the organic back inside and I can go back out and work on the repairs later. I'd like to step carefully. I understand with mag boots one can't especially step lightly, but make my way to Reznov, and I presume this is electromagnetic for the mag boot. That it makes sense to me for this to be powered so that it could be on or off. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can activate and deactivate them as needed.
Okay. I would like to disengage, like secure him to me.
Okay.
And then disengage the magnet.
You kind of swivel your utility belt suit like around to the side and get a clip on him. As you do, you realize you're going to have to deactivate his boot too as well. But what you also
that was the boot I meant.
Oh, that's the boot you meant. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, deactivating that boot, easy enough. There's an actual, you know exactly where the emergency red switch is. So you reach down to his ankles. As you're reaching down to his ankles, you see the boot that he was wearing on the other foot looks like it sustained some damage. Doesn't look like that mag boot's going to work until it's repaired. But what you notice is this small white vapor starting to drift out of his leg sleeve. Just.
Do we have any patches on us?
Mm-hmm. You definitely do. Every work crew carries a few of those patch. Okay. So I've actually, in anticipation of you wanting to do that, I've actually got the rules for you patching that up. I do believe it's actually a heavy machinery check.
Oh, good.
Compression suits. Takes damage of that and so on. Yes, make me a heavy machinery check, please.
2. Once again.
Then you will. It takes a full round to do it, but it is successful. He is going to lose 2 points of his air supply, though. Which, by the way, we're using air supply. You didn't have to worry about it being a synthetic. What's up?
2 gets me a stunt. Can I do it in half the time to save one of those 2 air?
Yeah, absolutely.
Be very quick, be very efficient.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, you did get 2 successes, so you can stunt it. Easy enough to seal that up. You basically take out this foam spray that turns into a gel and just put it across, wrap a tape around it, immediately sealed. Thankfully, the breach wasn't that bad, but you're guessing from the impact of that explosion, he's probably going to have a sore foot tomorrow. Looks like, too, as you reach him and look into his space helmet, he is out cold. Eyes closed, sleeping like a baby. Looks like he is just complete. You're not seeing any signs of distress. He just looks like he's unconscious. Bearded guy, long brown hair that is now kind of floating a little loose in front of his face.
Yeah, Tig. Reznov's not suffering an abundance of consciousness here.
Okay. Yeah, let's get him inside. Just careful not to
I don't know what
jostle
would have
him too
knocked him out.
I mean, there was that blast. Did he get slammed against the hull?
You've got the footage, Tig. So if you ever want to go back,
yeah. So yeah. Actually, while this was happening, Tig would have tried to see if she could call any other heavy machinery people down here so that Isaac would have backup once they were good. So if that's something I could have done while they were doing their checks, but
Yeah,
once
the Roach is
we have
already operations chief is on her way down. She's
okay,
gonna
cool. So
yeah.
So once we already have backup on the way, then Tig will scrub through and see. Did he hit his head?
Judging from make me an observation check.
Okay.
Because there's that white flash that's actually kind of getting in the way of the camera, the external camera.
Yeah. And then they're not very they're not that
And they're not that clear.
either.
Beacon Station's an old bird.
We're doing our best. Oh, 1-1-1-6.
Yes, he rebounded his head up on the
Smacked.
back of the hull. The explosion literally sent him back and popped him right against the hull, knocking him out cold, is what you're guessing.
Okay, yeah, looks like blunt force trauma right to the noggin. Yeah, let's get him inside. We'll get him checked out. Good job, Isaac.
You know, I've been thinking about doing a backbend with these mag boots to look at the stars behind us, but I don't think I would have wanted to hit my head with great force against the hull. That wouldn't have been quite as nice.
Yeah, you probably would have been okay if it had happened, but yeah, probably best that we don't try to replicate this. Okay, and Tig will try to get stuff set up for folks inbound.
Okay. All right, so Isaac, make me a mobility check as you grab him and start stomping back inside.
All right. I roll roughly half the dice I do on the previous check. Nonetheless, this time it's 4 successes.
Then with ease, you bring him back in record time, taking large strides. You find a rhythm and you move across the hull, I'm guessing in half the time, and getting him to the airlock. As soon as the doors they open up and you push him into the airlock, swoop in inside as he just gently floats in front of you, closing the airlock, easily sealing it, bringing him back down to the floor, and then holding his side as gravity starts to reconstitute and you hear the pressurization. As that's happening, in the infirmary, Doc, you hear Preston Baker, the new CO of Beacon Station, go,
Doc, we need you back down on cargo deck as soon as possible. We got an injured man.
All right, I'll be right there.
Well, I was gonna bring him up to Doc, but that's fine too. You can come to me.
Yep.
Doctor, I'll leave the infirmary. You okay? He says to the cat. Head back down.
Dr. Impressive just stares at you.
One day we go crack that shell.
Martha, you would have heard that station announcement as well on the deck. Somebody injured coming into, and you do know that Isaac was working down there as well.
Okay.
So,
I'm trying to think of what Martha would be doing right now. Actually, she probably in this moment is working with Murani. Still, oh yeah, that's right. Varella's gone. So Varela had assigned her, given Martha an official duty of like comm tech security on the station. So I'm guessing Martha would probably just keep doing that. Yeah.
In which case, you're probably up in the tower on J deck, the very top of Beacon Station. And might I even say, you're probably hanging out for the first time ever, getting a scene of his very own. You're hanging out there with Julio Villalobos, who has just been turning that in top of the tower of Beacon Station into his own sound jam system. You've discovered that Julio loves, he for whatever reason, he loves late 20th century pop music. And he has been blasting something that you're pretty sure it's called Devo, but you're not entirely understanding of the rhythmic sounds of this particular song. It's bizarre, but it's almost a blessing when you hear that calm come through and you have as you're like listening and distraction for a moment as the music is playing in the background.
Oh, look at that. I have to go. I'll be back later.
And just kind of waves at you as he's got a stick of some kind of food in his hand. Just waves, doesn't take his eyes off the screens as he keeps listening to the music and watching the comm channels. This, by the way, this tower is actually quite beautiful and peaceful up here. The lights are very low, so most of the lights being broadcast by the comm systems themselves, blinking computer screens and buttons to push all the old retro style kind of equipment that is basically it's for a room here on Beacon Station. It's one of the smallest, being at the top of the tower, basically square shaped, and has a comms units going all the way around. Julio is kind of like the king of this room. He just wheels all over the place, checking all the comm systems. You're pretty sure, judging from his smell too, he doesn't leave as often as he might need to. But
how old is he? Isn't he kind of young?
he's 29. He's a kid.
Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking like 19 for some.
He certainly acts it.
Yeah,
he loves his job. He is carefree. He is in his mind, Julio is the king of the station. He just gets to sit up here by himself and do his job.
Okay. Yeah, so I exit that stinky room and why so loud? So I'm sorry, was the message for all of us to report, or was I literally just overhearing?
You were just overhearing it. You were overhearing
okay.
that you knew that you were currently also aware that Isaac had external repairs to do on the station today with one of the other roughnecks. And while they were out there doing it, you just found out that there's been an injury and someone's being brought inside.
Okay.
Martha, you would probably guess it's not Isaac.
Well, yeah, of course.
If Isaac's arm got blown off, Isaac would be like, all right, I'm coming back in.
Okay.
We need to order a new arm.
Okay, so in that case, maybe I'll go for a little stroll down infirmary or see my friends.
Okay. So you head into the lift after waiting for a few moments, being it's a busy day. Lift is occupied for about 5 minutes before you finally take it. And you were going from J deck all the way down to B deck, which is the second lowest on the station. So you're going to be in the lift for about a minute or two as you stop on G deck, then stop again on the hab block, then stop again on the main concourse.
Local, I see.
Yeah. All right. The airlock doors open just as gravity reconstitutes, and waiting as the airlock's doors open, you see Doc Tig is also standing there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Tig's waiting like immediately. Her specialty is immediate triage, like trauma triage. So like this is her. She's like, all right, let's go.
All right. So you bring him over to the dock. What would you like to do?
Well, Doc is headed down, right? He got called by Preston.
I'm going to say that Doc arrived about the time that Isaac is headed into the cargo.
Okay, cool. Then I'm assuming Doc would have brought down like gurney or something like that. So I'm settled on something. We've determined, you know. Yeah, we've determined. He'll just start talking. You know, we've determined head injury. One patient. We'll start doing stabilization. Make sure he doesn't have like spinal injury. Check ABCs, sternal rub. Like, do we get any reactions? Just the basics. Try to see. Because this is what this is her zone is basics for the actual doctor.
You know, I'm actually looking at the blueprints here because it's been a hot minute since we've been on Beacon Station, and it just occurred to me, the airlock is literally next door to the infirmary.
So okay, cool. Then we're wheeling him right.
Let you step out the door, take a left, walk 10 feet, and he'd be watching Isaac come inside with this guy. So
right, then we do that. We'll head directly to medbay then.
Excellent timing. If this guy chose the perfect spot to get injured, apparently. But yeah, you pull him into medbay. Inside medbay, you see there are 6 beds currently. Only all of them are unoccupied at the moment. But Dr. Impressive looks very happy to see multiple people coming in. A little nervous at the bulkiness of the suits and all the noise they're making as you guys are shuffling in. You lay this guy out onto the table. You're going to have to get him out of that suit.
Step 1.
So y'all are pulling him out of the spacesuit. His head is just kind of rolling around. You can see he's trying.
Oh no, we gotta stabilize that. He's not rolling around. He's not
rolling.
We'll do
this. We'll just say make a medicine check. Whoever wants to take the lead on this.
You want to take this one, or you want me to get it?
I can take triage if you want to take actual like treatment.
Sure.
Oops, I keep knocking my stuff. My gosh, I haven't had a roll medicine check in so long. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my med kit gives me a bonus. Holy moly, Rocky. Okay.
Does it being in the infirmary give a bonus too?
Oh, it
Oh,
does.
no.
In fact, yes, you get a +2 bonus because you're in the infirmary.
Amazing. Okay,
Thank you
let
for
me
bringing that up. That is completely true.
No,
roll.
no problem.
Yes,
I'm just
indeed.
a simple country doctor.
Okay. I rolled the extra 2, and both of them came up 6, and I had already rolled 3 6s. So that's 5 successes.
Have we seen 5 successes? I think we've seen. I think we have. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
impressive. Okay, so yeah, it's easy enough. To getting the suit off and checking. First of all, it looks like his ankle's been fractured. It looks like he bent probably the wrong way when he was being slammed against the hull. He does seem to have a concussion, is what your guess is, judging from as you pull his eyelids open and give him a good look. He's unconscious, but he's going to be okay. He's going to be a little banged up, but he'll be fine. But you, just to make sure, you put stimulants, get him in there, and kind of give him a gentle tap as you see him come around and start waking up. His eyes focus a little bit more, and he blinks and looks up and goes,
Hi. Good morning, sunshine. How you feeling?
"Holy shit!" I think
Can you tell me your name, bud?
Raznov, am I all right? Am I okay?
That's what-
He starts
that's what we're
looking
checking out.
nervous.
You hit your head. You hit your head pretty hard, so we're doing concussion questions. Yeah. Do you recognize where you are?
As Beacon State, I'm in the infirmary in Beacon Station.
He's killing it. You're nailing it. Okay. I want to ask you the year because I don't even remember Caitlin doesn't remember what year it is. So I'm not gonna double check that.
It's
But
2202, I think. I'll have to double check. But yeah.
then I ask him the year. You can tell me if you got it right.
Yeah. Maybe it's 23, actually. I'll double check. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
He
So we get him. Yeah. If we get him good set up and good to go.
he blinks and just says, "Isaac, is Isaac okay?" And he looks and sees you, then he goes, "Oh, what happened?"
You took a hull breach to the face. It's not manufacturer recommended.
Hull breach.
You notice Martha there too. Hull breach. About that
Martha's
moment,
like with popcorn, like what?
about that moment, LaRoche comes in, and you can feel her stomp into the room. She goes, "What the fuck happened?" As she steps into the room, stepping over the threshold of the sickbay.
No cussing in the infirmary, please. And no snacks in the infirmary. Martha. Gotta keep
It was a
it fair.
proverbial popcorn, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
She moves over to the side of the bed and looks at Raznov and says, "What did you do?" And Raznov smiles at her and just says, "I punched a hole in the station with my foot, I think." LaRoche shakes her head and says, "Who brought him in?" And then notices the spacesuit still on Isaac. Glances back at Raznov and says, "Next time, let the synth do it." It's going to be okay. And she glances at Tig and the doc.
Preliminary concussion. Some probably sleep it off depending on what Doc's findings reveal, but he'll be all right.
My prognosis is he's gonna have a hurt head, and his ankle's gonna be less than amazing. But I think you also meant thank you, Isaac. Isaac's the one that brought him in.
Not that.
I'll be going back out to fix the hull breach very soon.
How bad was it?
Rush,
She
I'm
looks
sorry.
at you kind of critically.
It was mild before. I would now characterize it as moderate or significant. Do you mind?
We can hear the whole
Mr. Impressive, please. Dr. Impressive, if you would be so kind.
One of Sam's
The
familiar.
doctor said no snacks, so if you would cease making biscuits, that would be ideal.
Yeah. LaRoche says, "Keep me posted. Get on it."
Yes, of course. Now that I brought him in, I can go back out right away.
She nods to you, almost like dismissing you, like, "Go."
I go.
She turns back to the guy in the bed, and you can see Reznov looks a little, his brow furrows a little bit, and she leans over him and says, "As soon as you're feeling better, I need you to fill out a workman's comp report, but don't expect to get too much for this. Get back on your feet as soon as you can, okay?" And he goes, "It's the life, isn't it?" And she just smirks at him and pats him on the shoulder. Turns to the rest of you, and she says, "Just keep me posted on how he's doing."
Yeah, I got footage if that would make you feel better.
Yeah, that'll help.
All right,
Take a
come on,
look.
check it out.
She follows you.
I'll take it.
Martha, you're in there with Doc. Reznov he winces and he goes, "I can still wiggle my toes."
Oh, that's a terrible sign. Are you sure you can wiggle them?
Oh, it hurts, but yes.
Oh man, who would you like me to reach out to for you?
Right, I get it.
I'm just teasing you. Is there anything I could get you to drink? You parched?
If you're going to bring me drinks, I'll take an Aspen.
All right. And you, Martha, can I get you anything? Since I've got guests, and only some of them are hurt. I figured I might make this a little bit more inviting.
No, I'm good. I was just curious. I heard someone was injured outside on a spacewalk.
Pretty boring up in the tower, I'm guessing.
I wouldn't say boring. It's loud, and it kind of smells.
Yeah. Nobody likes to go up there. I honestly, if to be honest with you, Martha, I think Villalobos does this on purpose. I think he likes the place to himself.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's just my theory, though.
No, I think
Is it-
that is accurate.
Is it really that bad, Martha?
Would you like to come check it out when you're done with your patient?
Absolutely not. No, but
Okay.
we can always invite the lad to some kind of dinner gathering or something. Maybe give him a reason to get all gussied up.
Get him out of that space. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Doc.
All right. Well, Tig, you bring LaRoche over to the comms. She steps into the caged area where you are in the tech facility that's just here on the deck, not too far away from the airlock. In fact, this is the workshop area, which just has a small observation lounge for people checking in on worker crews outside. She stands over as you rewind the footage back and just kind of watches it, and she goes,
It's not much, but I mean, I was able to tell he beamed himself in the gourd pretty hard.
"It's
I don't know
these-
what any of this does or what happened, but you've got that to go off, I guess.
It's just another power surge. I've seen this happen 1,000 times on stations this old. It'll probably happen again. We'll just need to make sure that everybody knows to watch where the hell they're stepping." She gets on the comms and says, "Isaac,
Yes.
it's just a standard power breach. Just take your normal toolkit with you. It shouldn't take you too long."
Understood. I'm on my way.
Clicks off the comms. She just rolls her eyes and says, "Poor use of manpower on this station."
Sending Isaac out to fix hull bridges?
Isaac could have done it all by themselves. There's no reason to send Reznov out there. I could be using him somewhere else on the deck. Anyway, keep me posted about his condition. I don't have time to stand around right now. And she almost shoulders past you and steps out. Back
Yeah,
in.
Tig will fully allow the shoulder, without like does not move out of the way, if she wants to shoulder her way out, she's got to shoulder her way past
Right.
6 foot Tig.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, LaRoche,
Yes.
she is, from the looks of her, she has been a leatherneck
Acquired
all
taste.
her life. She's just been lifting crates and pushing and being a jerk to everyone. So it's a good
I've worked with
shoulder
worse.
check.
Yeah. No, Tig's just not gonna acquiesce. I'm
Yeah,
not
of
gonna
course
fold
not.
it.
She's
She
the
can shoulder
operations
check him if
manager.
she wants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the operations chief. So she heads out.
So Tig will sit back down and we'll go back to her earlier business of keeping an eye out for Isaac.
Okay. Doc, you and Martha are heading up station side to the comms tower. Now that all the excitement has ended.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
You wanna
You leave. Reznov looks quite happy there, even though he's got a concussion. You hand him an Aspen. Whether or not he should be drinking beer after taking a concussion is up for debate. But he just takes a good sip and just says, "See you when you get back, Doc."
Doctor, please make sure that our patient here doesn't go around breaking any rules or exerting themselves in ways that they should not.
Are you saying that to Tig on your way out?
No, I'm saying it's the
Impressive.
doctor.
Oh, the doctor.
Dr. Impressive, right? Okay. The cat just does the head dip, like he's trying to anticipate or understand what you're saying and watch as you walk out.
Oh my god, I just had an idea.
When you get to the comms tower topside and the door opens, yeah, Doc, you can smell a little pun.
Oh.
It smells like it smells like a locker room a little bit as you step inside.
Heaven to Betsy.
But as you step inside, you can see Julio is actually standing up. He's got his headset on, and he's going, "Copy that. Copy that, Cassiopeia. You are cleared." Flips a couple of switches and just raises a finger, like tells you to wait, and flips it up. It says, "Hey, CO, I got a ship coming in, the USCSS Cassiopeia petroleum carrier, requesting permission to dock. I went ahead and greenlit him. Is there any problem with that?" You hear on the comms just,
No, that's fine. Send him on through.
he switches it off, turns and looks at the two of you as he pulls up his comm, says, "What's up?"
Oh, hey, I still need to finish up some stuff up here, but the doc just wanted to come up and say hi.
Hi.
Hello there. Hey,
Hello.
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. Love.
Great.
Never been up here. I've heard some music from up here, but never been up here myself.
So, Doc, what you see is a square-shaped room that is from wall to wall is windows, so you can see in 360 out into space. You get to see all the ships coming and going. You do indeed see what looks like a large freighter that's starting to inch towards Beacon, just emerging from the shadows and getting closer and closer to the station lights, which Isaac is going to have a beautiful view of here in a second. But you see that coming in, and he just looks at you expectantly, Doc, and goes, "Cool, yeah, that's great. It's this is comms tower, and I'm kind of busy, Doc. So if I break something, I'll come see you. But
Oh well, that's just it. I figured like you do such important work here. You are the eyes and ears of the station.
all right, what is this?" He leans back in his chair. What is this? What is this?
I just thought it might do you some good to have dinner with some friends.
Dinner?
Yeah, I don't know. I can whip up something. It occurred to me that I never extended the hospitality or invitation of friendship to you all the way up here, and I wanted to make amends. I'm sorry for overlooking you, son.
Oh. Sure, yeah. Dinner sounds fine. Sure. I mean, I get off shift in about 8 hours, so I guess I could.
I don't intend on leaving the station in 8 hours, so I think that works out perfectly.
All right. I guess I'll see you on the concourse.
Cool. You need me to have anything sent up here? I mean, I haven't seen you down in the main stations, so if there's anything you needed brought here, just say the word. I've got my connects with the inventory working in the infirmary and all that.
No shit. I mean, if you see like an aspen laying around or something.
You know what? I think we have an overabundance of aspens in the infirmary anyway, so I think I can have a box brought up over to you.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Doc, don't tell Baker. Don't tell Baker if you're going to be doing that. Just, friends here, right, Martha? Friends, we're all friends. We're all going to have an aspen together. We're going to listen to some good music. We're going to look at the stars. It'll be great. Oh, no. We're meeting on the concourse. That's not as exciting, but we'll, there's people to look at. There's lots of pretty people.
Yeah,
on the station.
We'll make it work, and I can fill novels with the things that I don't tell Baker. So I'm sure that you'll get these aspens in a very quiet manner.
Fuck yeah. All right. I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you after shift.
All right. Whew. All right, I'm going back to the infirmary. You have fun, Martha. like the relief as the lift is going, he can't even hide it. He's just like, holy shit.
Thanks, Doc.
Doc, you head out of the room, and then heading to the lift as the doors close behind you. Head to the center column where the lift is. As soon as he's out of the room, Julio looks over at you, Martha, and goes, "Nice guy, the doc.
Oh.
He's really cool."
Oh yeah, he's the sweetest.
Yeah, I thought for a split second, just for a split. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a handsome guy. I just for a split second there, for a second, I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't sure. He was asking me to dinner. I wasn't sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm a workaholic. It wouldn't work. So, but anyway, did you bring him up here to pull me out of the comms tower? Was that a plan? Oh, I don't think you know this, but you make this face sometimes when you look at me. And
Am I making it right now?
Yeah, it's almost like you're trying not to be rude, but you want like your soul to step a couple of steps back or something. So you don't have to all be here. It's kind of what it looks like.
Okay. While the music is turned down and while you're asking me directly these things, I do have something I want to say to you, Julio.
Okay.
You are nose blind to how bad it smells in here.
Oh.
When was the last time you had someone like do a cleaning in here? Do you have like a repository of dirty socks hiding somewhere? Just trying to understand the smells I'm smelling.
Preston has told me that he's planning on getting more station staff, but right now I'm kind of the only comms controller during station hours. So,
do you pee in bottles or something?
No, I mean, no, I don't do. Varela put a stop to that. I don't do that.
Oh my
god. There's plenty of places. Like, it's fine. No, not in here. Like, I do it plenty of places on station where you're supposed to do it. No, I'm with that. It's just that, usually when my shift ends, I get a bite to eat, I'll go read a book, and then I'm asleep. And when I wake up, it's time to come back on shift. And sometimes 3-4 days go by and I forget, and it's an old station. The environmental systems, it gets warm in here sometimes. It gets freezing. I've got a jacket over there that probably also needs to be cleaned. You're saying a stink. I get it.
I mean, I think this place stinks.
Yeah.
And you spend all your time in this place.
That is also true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll take the note.
Are you going to do something about it?
Well, I think one of the reasons why Baker was asking you to be up here is because I think he's trying to help me out with some relief efforts. Not like the relief.
Oh, got it.
I think he's asking if you'll like back me up and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So if I'm gonna do that,
yeah,
it can't smell like this. And also,
okay,
I appreciate this music, this like vintage music and stuff, but
Right.
it just can't be so loud that I can't hear my thoughts,
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Cool.
So is this too loud? He switches it on and it starts blasting and he cranks it down one level. Is that good?
More.
One level.
More.
Yeah.
More? Yeah.
Cranks it down another level. No?
How many out of 10 is that?
He's on 8 right now.
Oh, come on, dude. Give me a 4. A 4.
Drops it
This
down
is so
to
mean.
he drops it down to a normal level and he goes, all right, I guess. You want it to
Yeah.
sound
Because
inside
now we can like talk to each other and not shout over the music. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes we should crank it up for sure, but just like having it always at a 10, like all the time, it's like a lot.
Oh shit. And he immediately swivels his comm check and goes, Cassiopeia, you've got a green light on cargo bay, the cargo bay main. You're clear to dock. Fuck. Sorry. I got distracted.
Sorry. Yeah, I distracted you. Well, yeah, I'm glad you're receptive to all this.
Yeah. Hey, could we maybe talk about trading shifts while you're here? Like, I'm like take a shift and I take your shift. Like we could maybe 2 people work in the tower for once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
You
great.
wanna
I
train
promise I'll start
me up?
showering
Start showering?
again. And it's not like the first time thing. It would be like a second time, a third. Actually, I've been doing it for a while. I'm 29, but it would be, you know, it's been a couple of. What's today?
Doesn't matter. I'm really glad we had this talk, Julio.
Thanks. Yeah, no, it was good to connect. And he turns back to his station, immediately just copy that, Cassiopeia. Oh, no shit. Copy that, Cassiopeia. That's news to me. That's going to be exciting to tell the CO. I'll let him know. Beacon out. He turns and looks at you and says, "They've brought somebody to open a. There's a merchant that's here that's purchased space on the concourse.
Hey,
A
look
cook.
at us. Ooh, a cook.
Yeah,
Nice. That's exciting.
holy shit! Not eating these rations anymore. I don't know how you Marines do it. Like you guys are serious.
Yeah. Get used to it. But a chef? So we're gonna have like a restaurant?
Sounds like it. They brought equipment apparently. So sounds like they're moving in.
Hey, maybe you and Doc can go on a romantic dinner.
No, I don't think he meant it like that. I think it was. I think he's. Yeah, I don't think it's like that.
When was the last time someone asked you out?
That would be right before I left my colony. So I guess 4 years ago.
Word. Well, maybe once you take your shower, things will. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? This restaurant owner or whatever. Maybe they're a looker. We'll find out. Maybe they like 80s pop. Who knows, right? Could get lucky.
Julio, you are delightful.
Yeah, thank you. I am, and nobody talks to me. I'm up here all day being delightful. No one ever comes and talks to me. So thank you. And thank the doc. I mean, I'll thank him myself because we're having dinner. So
Yeah.
he goes back to his headset.
Yep.
Copy that. Baker, the Cassiopeia has just finished docking procedures. And yeah, and apparently they've got one of the I guess a chef, a cook, no shit. Is this a surprise? Does everybody else know? Okay, understood. Switches it off and says, "There's going to be a ramen noodle shop on the concourse." I don't want to know what the noodles are made out of, but it sounds good to me.
Oh God, I haven't had any type of noodle in so long. Oh, that sounds so good.
Meanwhile, outside on the hull of the ship on Beacon Station with a welding torch and repair equipment, Isaac, go ahead and make me a heavy machinery check to repair this breach. Does look like some of the plasma has finished venting or they've cut the power.
Oh, good.
But it's going to be a
seems
patch
like
job.
harder to fix with active plasma, just like
Yeah, flaming your face is going to make it very difficult. Raise the difficulty a little bit.
Yeah, if I wanted to get flamed, I'd read YouTube comments.
Seriously.
Well, that's remarkable.
Did you roll?
No. I rolled a no, Eric.
Okay.
I have 11 dice and I rolled a no.
That's impressive. That's very impressive. This is literally what you do.
Impressive is in the med bay.
Okay. So as you're starting to weld, you see sparks flying as they just die in space. Just little brilliant flashes of light as you're trying to put the plate back on. You glance back for a moment, stopping the welding, and just look over your shoulder to see Cassiopeia coming in. This large cargo ship that looks like it has multiple pods attached to it. It looks like it is a hauler. And judging from the signs on the side of it, it's a Weyland-Yutani-owned petroleum hauler of some kind, hauling fuel, which a lot comes from this side of space. An entire war was fought over it, in fact. What you see is it's starting to make docking procedures. You watch this massive ship start clicking into place. Glancing back at the hull as you start to weld, you hear a muted, like, clunking noise underneath you. And as you pull the welder away, the entire plate goes and detaches from the side of the station as you hear a popping noise. And you hold your hand up as it drifts into your hand. It is now completely detached from the side of the station, exposing the superstructure.
Hey, Tig,
Yeah, what can I do for you, Isaac?
could you perhaps get in touch with the control tower and maybe have them warn me if they're going to increase stress on the hull by means of docking or something while we're actively fixing a hull breach that caused alarms throughout the station?
Fair point. I will pass along the message.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me know if you need anything else. And Tig will relay.
Yeah.
Pass notes in class.
Isaac, this is going to become a big patch job now. This is no longer
Yes.
repair. This is now replace.
Yes. This just became a much, much bigger thing, which Amelia LaRoche will be so happy with.
Oh, yeah. She'll be
Hey,
very
maybe we
pleased.
got a cargo hauler coming in, docking in. Maybe they've got some parts we can use. Do some trade.
I guess we're going to have to. This this is not going to want to fit back whence it came. That hauler has sailed, entered hyperdrive. Yes.
Yeah. Do you need backup? Do you need me to grab somebody? You need anything to
Oh no, that
tide it
would
over?
make things worse with the operations chief. I'm sure I can figure out something. I'm sure I
Isaac,
can figure out something.
it's at
All
that
right.
moment, Isaac, where you start to realize that the tool in your hand that you were using, as you're trying to figure out, as you're saying this, analyzing the damage and figuring out how this popped off, you start to realize that your hand is actually not responding to all of your commands. The tool is a bit limp in your palm and is not immediately squeezing closed. May have actually been the source of the pop on the side of the deck hull, but you check it again and it takes your thumb a second and it starts to twitch.
Oh, that's mechanically unexpected. I might need to book a diagnostic when I get back inside.
Our comms open.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's all allowed.
You heard
We can hear
all of
all
that.
of that.
Oh, okay. I'll call Martha. I'll have Martha standing by. How's that sound?
That sounds like a very good idea before I operate tools that use plasma.
Yeah.
I might come back inside temporarily now.
Let's do that. Yeah. Based on tone of
right.
voice, I assume the severity is higher than I could probably fathom by the words being used. I'll grab Martha. I'll meet you when you come back in.
Thank you.
I'll ping
Okay.
Martha to meet us down here.
So once again, Martha, you are being called to the bottom of the station.
All right.
You step out of the comms tower and start heading on your way down. Doc, you get back to the med bay where you see Reznov is relaxing quietly with a cat on his chest. And you can hear the cargo door starting to open on the cargo deck. Essentially, it looks like one of the larger airlock doors is receiving containers, these large metal containers that, of course, have the Weyland-Yutani logo all over them. These containers are probably about 7 to 8, maybe about 8 feet in height and maybe about 15 feet long as they come sliding into the cargo bay from the ship. people bringing them in. You see the Roughnecks. It occurs to you at that moment that the station has actually received a docking with another ship. And you see some new personnel stepping on, and LaRoche meeting them, being the operations manager. Also meeting them, standing next to LaRoche, who always makes a point of being there, particularly when there's new people stepping onto the station, is Marani, who is just standing behind LaRoche. And just as a quick reminder to our audience, Marani is, of course, station security and is actually a colonial marshal. So she is standing behind LaRoche and just checking everyone as they're walking in and welcoming. Standard procedure is they're all going to have to just check quarantine to make sure everything's good. But you're about to get visited by about 20 people, Doc, as everyone's just going to get a baseline medical scan.
Yeah, here we go.
These contained ecosystems of ships and stations, everybody gets a base medical scan when they step off a ship. So, yep, you see a small crowd heading over to you, and Reznov goes, I'm going to pretend like I'm still asleep. Oh, wait, I can't close my eyes. Damn it.
You. I always get a gnarly cold after I do these. It's the worst. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. It's just
welcome.
meeting. It's just laying it all thick with the Southern Comfort.
Okay. Suffice to say, it is a busy day on Beacon Station. And a lot of you are juggling a lot of things happening all at once. Even those brief moments where you get to have some conversation with each other and other shipmates. It is a surprisingly normal day. It is a refreshingly typical work day. And for those of you who have been out in the black, seeing terrors and horrors and rescuing people and running from things, this is a shockingly bizarre experience for some of you, because it has been a lot. And this is so nice. As you are in the lift, Martha, heading down to B deck, your comm, your digital unit that you have on you at all times, your pad, basically starts to activate, indicating you're receiving a transmission of high priority from Colonial Marine Command.
Ew, I checked that out.
Forwarded. Okay.
Yeah.
You see the general's name written across digitally.
Mm-hmm. Is it a text or audio?
Text-based message mentions that it is considered classified. You are not allowed to repeat this to crew members or anybody else.
Okay. Am I alone in the lift?
You're in the lift right now. And
Okay.
right now the lift is going to get pretty busy as soon as the rest of these crew members from the Cassiopeia disembark. But right now,
I don't know that.
just slowly moving your way. Yeah.
Open it up and start reading it.
You see the message as presented. As it reads across. You don't know what the hell it's referencing or what mission they're talking about, but more details to follow. And it seems like it hints that you are going to be finding out more information soon. But what really strikes you is, of course, the last part of the message indicating your change in situation. Which, by the way, is extremely rare and pretty surprising.
Dang, I can't even tell anybody. I close the message and just have a dumb smile on my face.
You see your profile on your comm has already been updated.
Cool.
Okay.
Everybody,
what's
sorry.
that?
I opened the message again and I'm like, which part of this is confidential? All of it?
Not all of it.
Oh, okay. Does it remark
the part that's let you know about your change in circumstances not classified?
Right. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, the impending task apparently is classified, and more information will be following.
Okay. I close the message.
Okay. At that point, you step off the lift, and as soon as you do, you head into the cargo bay here on B deck. It is cavernous and large, as the cargo deck is this large single room that is circular. You can hear the echoes of machinery and whatnot working, and it's an easy walk right over to just near the medical bay, where you see this is actually right next to the medical bay, in fact, but the workshop just across the way from the Colonial Marshal's office, and sitting in the workshop, still wearing their spacesuit with their helmet off, you can see Isaac is sitting there, and Tig is with them.
Hey. How's it going?
Kicky legs.
Yeah.
It's going all right. It was perhaps going a little more all right before my hand mysteriously stopped working, so I thought maybe I might want to get checked before I use too many power tools on the station where all of my friends live.
Good call, Isaac. And
Yeah,
thank you too.
it took me about 2 seconds of triage mode to remember that outside my wheelhouse. So we had to call in the actual expert. So thanks for coming down. I'm hanging out because I feel bad leaving a patient. So I can scram if you want me to go kind of ask Isaac. Like I can, doctor-patient confidentiality. I don't need to be here if you don't want me to.
Meanwhile, I'm opening up my toolkit.
Pop up in the
My
toolkit.
hand is busted. Therefore, now, good. Now it's not confidential. Now you know.
Okay, all right. If you want me out at any point, you let me know, okay?
All right. Were you planning on causing a scene?
I could if you wanted me to, but just it's your body. I don't need to know everything about it if you don't want me to.
Oh, aren't you curious?
She takes there's a am I? Had never thought about it before, kind of look at her face like I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll think on it. Yeah, no, I mean you're just it kind of matches you instinctually. I don't know. Yeah, you're same as any patient. Even if I'm the organic doctor, we just got to get the techie doctor.
Okay.
Different subspecialties.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you like to make a contact check, please?
Yes. So Isaac, I'm gonna just run a diagnostic to start. Let me know what else you've been experiencing, if anything.
Nothing notable. Oh, good. I mean, we had to get in an altercation with an entire ship's staff over one of these, and this one's much less full of conflict and guns.
Yeah, a little more relaxed this time.
A little more.
Okay, so I'll do a contact check.
Yep, roll contact.
So, where's my okay? Okay. I see at least 1-6.
Okay. With 1-6, what you discover as you were running the quick diagnostic on Isaac's systems, Isaac hasn't been maintenanced in probably about 3 months. And you can already see that it's very minor, but usually synthetics shouldn't be going that long without maintenance.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't look like it is a permanent thing. It looks like Isaac's systems just need to be maintained, is what it looks like to you.
Okay. You know what? We were out in the field for a long time and we've missed a couple of checkups. So I think you just need some minor routine maintenance and you should be all fixed up.
The first thing we do to try to fix the problem in my field is also to turn it off and back on.
Well, it'll be a little more complicated than that, but not much.
All right.
Shall I?
Please.
Okay.
It's easy enough. So Isaac, you get a maintenance. So that is going to be that's going to cover you for now.
All right. I will make a note that I have been maintenanced.
I think mid maintenance, Tig kind of goes, wait, do I need kind of looks down at her like robotic elbow, like do I how often do I I'm probably fine. I don't have I don't have extensive systems, but
Mechanical wear and tear is still a thing.
Yeah.
You have to, it's a hinge joint, you have to lubricate.
I don't mind taking a look if you want, Tig.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it when there's time, when there's a chance. I think having like, oh, that's right. I got bits and bobbles too.
True. Yes, you do have a little bit of tech built onto you now. But yeah, basically you go over Isaac's systems, you check the codes, you make sure Isaac is feeling good. You check some of the hardware, as it were, check the hand to see how it's working. Isaac's in good shape, despite the fact that Isaac has been through a shit ton of stuff in just the past couple of months. Never mind getting doused with acid from a variant species of xenomorph.
I
But
was defaced.
literally. But aside from that, Isaac seems to be holding up quite well. I mean, you already knew that the Isaac model was particularly tough, designed to be able to withstand a lot of punishment. So this Isaac model, your dear friend, seems to be doing just fine. Just probably shouldn't go that long. With one success, Martha, I will tell you that Isaac also it is a question as to what it will mean to have someone who is a friend of yours, a synthetic, who does not have an inhibitor chip active and is not being regularly maintained. So it raises questions, and it kind of brings into the forefront of your mind, as somebody who is very specialized in comtech, that this might be something you guys will need to stay on top of, for just so that Isaac is always healthy and doing well.
Is Doc in the room?
No, but Doc is only about maybe 60 feet away around the corner, currently
With, like,
scanning
20
about 20 people.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say out loud to both Tig but especially to Isaac, of course. So Isaac, as a member of this station and this crew, a very important member, I feel like just like us organics, you should probably just have regular maintenance and checkups.
Well, I did. Kaya Jackson Clark is usually my technician. It's just after the whole...
Yeah.
I felt kind of awkward going back.
Yeah, I get it. Let me be your main maintenance person then.
Okay.
New primary care provider.
Yeah.
Okay.
How often did you usually get maintenance before?
Eric.
You can kind of, I mean, typically, so synthetics, because they don't sleep, maintenance is kind of how they get around that. Getting maintenance is basically synthetic sleep. So for you, it would happen usually, like a standard checkup is every 6 weeks, because it takes a single shift and you're fine. You go back to work and that's it.
Okay, great. Let's put you on. I mean, yeah. As your doctor, I'd like to see you in 4 weeks, and then from there on, we can do 6 weeks, if that's okay. Just because I'm, getting the hang of being your main person.
You're my main person.
Cool.
Yes, as long as you're not asleep in hypersleep, I don't think I would like to wake you up for that. But if we're not on a mission in 4 weeks and you're not asleep,
well,
then
we'll do
yes,
it. Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll make sure to do it before sleep, or right after. Well, definitely before. I don't want you to go longer than 6 weeks. That would be too long.
Right, but probably you get the hot bug juice before the after maintenance.
Yeah,
That's on my list.
Yeah.
It is worth noting too, just because this might be a question later, that Comtech check is what's required to run maintenance. So actually on long, say, colonial missions, synthetics, if they ever require maintenance, can actually run a Comtech check and maintenance themselves through the mother system and actually get maintenance that way.
Yeah, that makes sense to not
physical,
have to...
any kind of mechanical physical issues are all that's a like heavy machinery role at that point. That's when
those are much easier for me to fix.
Actually,
I
a little bit easier
tried
for
to do
Isaac
my
to deal with. Yeah.
maintenance with Mother once on a longer haul. I got a little over my head. So doing these on my own is probably, well, if I have a hardware problem, it's much easier for me to fix. Or if you have a hardware problem, Tig.
That's true too. Yeah, I got lots of people in my corner for my little bells and whistles.
I will elbow bump take.
Yeah.
Helios, please report up to my office right away.
Ooh. Can't read the tone of
But
voice.
I was only
I think
3
we're in
weeks
trouble.
late for the maintenance. How did he know?
Yeah. That's us. I look.
Grab Doc.
Peek around the corner at Doc.
Doc,
We do.
peeking out of the room.
Just shooing people out of the infirmary. I'll get back to you when I can. When I just got called. Don't take that. Get that out your mouth. Like,
Is it a baby? What is it?
How many people are left? Can I help speed run these scans so we can get
Yes,
up
you
to
can
Baker?
run the scans really quick. There's probably about 12 people left. You
Okay,
and
all
Big
right.
are able to knock that out. I want to have you roll a medicine check because it's just a quick scan for any virological activity, as they would say. You guys managed to do the quick scan. Everything seemed to be fine. And it's a quick dash out of the med bay, so you don't get locked in there. All right. So called up the Preston Baker's office. You all get inside the lift and start heading to the office of which used to belong to Varela. And as you guys all head up that lift, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go for 10 minutes. We'll be back, and we're going to find out what Preston's news is for you guys. See you in about 10 minutes.
woo-woo.
In a world without magic, a world much like our own, danger still creeps around every corner. But where there's danger, there's always someone willing to take up the risk.
And opens her mouth wide.
God, is there anybody normal in this city at all?
Well, you know me, boys. I do love an apocalyptic event.
Since 2020, $2 Creature Feature has delivered a high-quality Monster of the Week podcast in association with Althaven ttrpg Network. In Season 1, we traveled with Severus Vardy's Traveling Fun Fair. In Season 2, we solved the mystery of what lurks at the heart of Jupiter Hollow. Now, a new team must stand up to the threats that are out of this world. $2 Creature Feature proudly presents Season 3, Atlas.
What would happen if the whole world knew monsters existed? That they could be your neighbor, your barista, or your childhood bully? Hi, we're Pest Control, a mostly Monster of the Week actual play show that just started our second season, and we're asking exactly those questions.
We are another tabletop podcasting show, but we utilize Monster of the Week very well. It feels almost like you are watching a show. It gets really dark.
Yeah, and in between all that, we're a little bit of silly little goofers.
Sam enables some extremely impactful story moments built up from themes and creature designs.
I'm William, they, them, and I'm playing Kelly Aberdeen, he, him, who is a vigilante who wants more than anything to be a monster and cannot become one.
I'm Sam, she, they, and I'm playing Nami, she, her, who is an angel who fucked up and has to make up for it.
My name is Jonas, they, them, and I'm playing Rabbit Moon, he, they, she, a demon boy who changes forms and plays with gravity. Rabbit is using the custom playbook, The Shape Changer.
And my name is Keeper Sam. Come follow Pest Control as we watch the story of Kelly, Nami, and Rabbit trying to keep the community of Norfolk safe from the encroaching influence of the city. Come check us out.
Hi, my name is Jake.
And I'm Sam.
And together we are the co-hosts of What We Know, the most watched source of all topics gaming. We have the fastest scoops, the hottest takes, and hell, the cutest co-hosts.
Can't deny that, but there's more to us than looks alone. Each episode, we take a dive into gaming-related stories of the week that interest us. Topics that make us go, wait, this couldn't be real, or hang on, wait, what? Or
the greatest thing that has ever happened to gaming ever.
Yes, things exactly like that. So check out Old Haven's YouTube, and every other Tuesday, you'll find out what we know.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. We're going to jump right back into our story now. And as you all know, everybody was headed up to the principal's office. Although not so much the same sentiments being visited upon Preston. Everyone loves Preston. Baker's a good guy, and he's been treating you guys pretty well. Obviously, a big fan of y'all's right now because you helped basically get Beacon into the ECA. But there was a tone to his voice. As you were all going up the lift right now to his offices, can't help but feel like something's wrong. Heading up to G deck from where you were down on cargo deck B. You have a few moments as the elevator just hums along. You all stand there quietly. Each of you kind of having the same feeling. This feeling in your gut, something's up. The silence kind of says it all as you're all kind of looking at each other. And as you reach the deck, it just the doors slide open and lift, and you see the circular portion of course, this part of the tower. See the circular hallways out in front of you. A couple of feet down, past a mother station, you see the two large double doors that say administrator's office on the outside. Preston Baker, CO.
One's
We
more into
finished
the
putting up
breach, I
the
guess.
signs.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks so official. You look so official now. All right.
Okay. Well, as you approach the door, Mother detects all of you approaching, and being that you're expected, the doors open. And as the doors slide open, you see Preston. He's kind of made this place a little bit of his own. It doesn't have that same cold corporate feel to it now. He's removed some of the prettier things. A telescope has been added. You see it's set up next to the window. Looks old and beat up, but looks like it might still function. You see also the desk has a couple of pictures on it, little hollow pictures that are popping up near the side. There is no ashtray and no cigarettes to be found in here. But Baker, on the other hand, currently just wearing short t-shirt and his work pants, looks a little informal right now. And you walk in just in time to see him rubbing his hands over his head, a thing you've seen him do many a time when he is stressed. He's looking at a data pad as you all walk in, and he doesn't look up as you all enter. He just says, "Give me just a sec. Come on in, sit down."
Well, this is surely the sign of what is bound to be a fruitful and enjoyable conversation.
Yeah. He clatters a data pad onto this desk. It says,
"Oh,
it's not great."
In which direction?
Don't tell anybody this just yet. I mean, it really doesn't affect anybody except us, to be honest. But I knew it was too good to be true. It comes with caveats, apparently. Something's happened. I got a message from Mendoza about an hour ago. I've been following up with it. You will not believe the shit that has gone down in just the past 48 hours. And I'm going to guess that it had something to do with bureaucracy back at the ECA. Now, Mendoza tells me he was authorized to make this purchase to Beacon, so nobody's in trouble. Beacon's fine. Beacon's going to be fine. But things have gotten a little more complicated. So the UN has decided to team the ECA up with the United Nations Interstellar Settlement Corps. Now, they're kind of good guys, too. They're a little more active, though, whereas the ECA just wants to make sure everyone's receiving equal pay and gets all their medicine. The UNISC functions more like Interstellar Peace Corps. So They deliver food, medicine, supplies. They also escort diplomats. They also do peacekeeping. So, not a bad thing. I happen to be one of the people in my family that actually appreciates the United Nations Interstellar Police Corps. Sorry, that's what my dad calls it. United Nations Interstellar Settlement Corps. So, oh shit, there's just so much to go over. I don't even know where to start with this. The UN is teaming us up with them for a specific expedition. Apparently, they have founded what seems to be the way Mendoza described it is a multinational, multi-corporation expedition to find the lost colonies, the ones we were talking about looking for. Now, in our conversations with Mendoza, he made it sound like it was pretty urgent that we get out there and find them right away, and they were sending a ship our way. But now, as it turns out, there's a lot more people involved with this. I just have not been paying attention to what's been happening back on Earth. But apparently, a lot has been happening back on Earth.
Like
Would
what?
it suffice to say we're baking the same cake? We just got more chefs in the kitchen.
It's even bigger than that. But yes, essentially, yes. The short version of it is that the United Nations, as well as the UPP and the Three Worlds Empire, are all teaming up with Weyland-Yutani and a few of the other corporations to reach out to the lost colonies to try to reestablish contact. Now, Weyland-Yutani, despite the fact that they have been kind of a problem, truth of the matter is they do have legal rights to a lot of the colonies that were established out on the frontiers and beyond, so they have to be there. So the ICC is also getting involved. So now the Interstellar Commerce Commission is going to be involved with everything and overseeing it. But the short version is this. The United Nations Interstellar Settlement Corps has passed a mandate for a mission out beyond the frontier. And Mendoza told me and you that they were looking for 7 to 8 missing colonies that they've lost contact with since the colony wars. Turns out it's more like 18. And there's suspicion that there's even more than that. Weyland-Yutani was pretty busy. And apparently there was a gold rush just beyond the frontier. This is all coming to light right now. And we're not talking small colonies either. At least one of them had a population of over 1,500,000 people. So we were out of our depth, and Mendoza has just gotten me some of the details on what's happening. And it's a lot. I'm sorry if I'm kicking around. It says here Mendoza was aware of the mission, but the ECA wasn't included, so he was staging his own missions. That's why he got in contact with Beacon. Well, I guess his sniffing around and his purchase of Beacon attracted attention because someone at the UN decided to pull the authority and bring Beacon into it. And according to the papers here that I got from Mendoza, he holds up the digital pad and says, "You all, on behalf of the ECA, are being recruited based on your previous experience of working out on the frontier in dangerous situations. ECA wants you all to join what is rather disturbingly being called the Great Mother Mission. It's probably the largest single support, rescue, and recolonization effort in history. And it's been underway for a while now. I hadn't heard a damn thing about it, but then I don't watch the news, so the short version of it is this, then. There's already a Deucalion class colony ship en route to Beacon right now. It's going to be here in about 2 weeks. It has attached to it the 4 SEV Magellan class support ships. One of those was going to be yours. And additionally, there's going to be 3 Corvus class salvage vessels that are also attached to the flotilla that's going out beyond the frontier. So a couple of ships, to say the least. Big crew. But the mission is going to take y'all spineward. Meaning you're going to be jumping way past the red line where these colonies are located. Mother, how long did you say FTL travel was going to take? You hear Mother say, travel time will be 1 year, 6 months, 2 weeks.
Oh.
That's a long trip.
Yeah. I've already had my words with Mendoza about springing this on us 3 days into the job.
Mind I speak frankly for a moment?
Go ahead.
18 colonies, you said?
18 that they've told us about. I don't trust a damn thing that's coming out of their mouth now. My guess is there's probably more out there.
18 lost colonies, millions of souls. And they've only been planning to go and find them. I find that I don't think that their motivations for this are entirely humanitarian. I worry that we are going to expose ourselves to more of those Xenos.
Look, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what's waiting for you out there, Doc. But what I do know is there are some people involved in this, us, for example, who have the people's best interests at heart. I mean, we signed up to do what they're asking us to do. We just didn't understand the size of the task. What's clear to me now, though, is considering the number of colonies, we are way out of our depth. And that is simply beyond our capacity. My camera dies.
A year in FTL travel. That might very well fix my sleep schedule.
Oh, it'll fix it all right. Isaac, that's a long time for you, especially.
I'll need a lot of books.
Yeah.
Well, Isaac, you'll have the option, I'm sure, of remaining offline if you so choose.
That doesn't sound safe. Someone has to mind the ship. It goes very fast at FTL.
There are roughly 200 people that are going to be involved in this mission. And the ship you're getting is coming with a crew.
Mm.
And that's going to bring up the next question I have to ask all of you, because they don't know a lot about what's happening either. Some of them, I doubt, even know that they're making a pit stop at Beacon Station to pick up more personnel. So one of you, once again, is going to be called upon to be the CEO of that ship. So keep that in mind if you want to carry it over. I will support whatever decision y'all make, but just so you know, it's going to be a little different than just being around your friends. You're going to be with a big multicultural crew who've all got their thoughts, opinions, and feelings about working with each other, as well as God knows whatever agenda they got going on with them. I do know there's some people from the Interstellar Commission that are also going to be there. The ICC is going to be there. There's going to be people from the UPP on that ship. There's going to be people from Weyland-Yutani on that ship. You'll be meeting some pretty interesting characters. And with your experience, I trust you guys will handle yourselves. I think if anybody on the station was going to be capable of handling themselves, it'd be you. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves at this moment, because this is asking a lot. This is asking a lot from a bunch of people who only just got the job and were told it was something else. But the way Mendoza figures it is, with the ships that we have here, Rasmussen backing up and running, and with the Ilios up and running, we've got what we need to service any of the colonies in the immediate areas here on the borders of the UPP. It's the folks that are out beyond the frontier who need the help. Clearly, a lot of them. Some of these colonies haven't been contacted in almost 12 years. Nobody knows what their status is. Also have here, curiously enough, Mendoza looks at this pad, he looks at the pad that Mendoza's words are on. He holds it up and it says, according to this, it wasn't only the colony war that cut them off. There was detected about 6 years ago evidence from long-range sensors, neutrino pulses and radiation pulses, indicating maybe solar storms and whatnot have actually damaged communications. It's pretty remote, to say the least. There's not a lot of those areas out there that are mapped. So you're jumping into the unknown. Also keep in mind, the colony ship is going to have 2,500 souls in hypersleep. And they are meant to go recolonize, maybe revitalize some of these colonies. A lot of the people on there are looking to start new, far, far away from war-torn systems that they've been a part of for many years. So I think it's all starting to sink in now how complicated this has gotten.
I suppose Varela made it look easy because, the fraud.
Yeah, I think Beacon's finally going to work. Is what it sounds like to me. I think you guys managed to do some good out there when you were trying to be steered away from it and managed to find it anyway. And now there's a bigger mountain to climb. Y'all are going to be pretty far from home.
And here I thought retirement was going to be boring.
Yeah. Doc, all y'all, look, you're contracted with the ECA, but you still have your rights. You don't have to do this. I'm not going to try to force anybody to do anything. And the ECA will support you if you decide to turn this down. But I have been told by Mendoza that, well, if you're not doing the work of Beacon, then they need to get people in here who will. He said it much nicer than that, but I didn't lose the meaning. So, 2 weeks and they'll be here. You're looking at least 2 years out in space.
You have a lot to prepare for, then.
Let this settle in. You're not in any rush right now. They're not here for 2 weeks. We can do preparations without getting confirmation, but y'all think this over. I don't want to lose y'all, but it seems that's going to happen no matter what. You're either going to be leaving one way or the other. So, but I'll support whatever you decide to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If it's all the same to everybody, I think I'm gonna try and get an early jump on the ramen while I let this mull over in my head.
Shit, news has already gotten out about that. Hold on, not to say anything.
We would have found out pretty soon anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Assuming.
All right, well, y'all can go about your business now. I'm here if you need anything. Oh,
thank you,
Isaac.
as always.
Yeah, of course. Isaac, what's the story with the side of the station coming apart?
There was a minor hull breach that turned into a moderate to significant hull breach. I needed to get maintenanced very quickly before I fixed it, but then you called us here. I'll go back out and fix it now.
Oh, all right.
Apologies for the delay.
No, you're fine. Just keep me posted.
Okay.
Let me know if we're going to explode or something.
I'll go look into that. and
Save
leave
me
that
from
up.
paperwork.
And Isaac will leave to go work on the hole in the ship.
Okay. Isaac just kind of wanders out of the room. Doors open up.
I'm gonna follow Isaac if that's all right.
Okay. Isaac, you step out. Doc steps after you.
We've been.
How you feel about ramen?
Get up and go.
Okay.
I was saying we've been dismissed, so Tay will get up with no particular destination. She's not following, but
Yeah, you kind of wander aimlessly
she's
out.
not going to loiter in
Right.
Preston's office.
Okay.
Yeah, same exit.
Yeah, there you go. Doc and Isaac.
Look, I think I see everybody kind of languishing and kind of going to different. Y'all really gonna let me eat by myself? seems a waste.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming, Doc.
There we go. How about you, Isaac? You feeling ramen?
Well, strictly speaking, I think if I did it, it would be a waste. It does more chemical energy production with you.
How you feel about a conversation then?
Okay.
And Tig, there's nobody to scan in, so you want to join me? Gives you a little slight.
Yeah, I'll come put my butt in a seat.
Okay, so y'all head down to the concourse then. Concourse is not necessarily as crowded as it normally is, which isn't surprising because it's still during the middle of a duty shift.
Oh, good. So Doc didn't mean right now.
Are you?
There's a hole in the ship.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Do you mean later?
Yeah,
the invite for dinner with Julio.
Yep.
Okay.
I retroactively changed it to the invite. With that, yeah, there you go.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor, Isaac. Roll me a heavy machinery check.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh.
Well, I was going to tell you it takes you a whole shift to finish that job, but you can actually finish it in half the time if you so choose. With the heavy machinery roll of that impressive nature, you can do it. You can get a +1 to a later related roll, which is probably pretty handy when it comes to repairing the outside of the station. You don't need to roll this. You don't need to roll again for this exact situation. So if you ever come across anything like this, you can just do it. And
I
you can do
would
it.
love to automatically fix hull breaches. Yes, that sounds fantastic.
Pretty handy. Yeah.
Isn't there one where I get to be impressive?
Yes, you can show off.
Oh, wait, hang on. There's another one. I'm trying to look up the.
You act quietly, you show off, break it permanently half the time. You don't need to roll again for the exact situation, or you gain a +1 later to a related roll.
I don't think I want to break it permanently. I think that would probably be a bad idea.
Explodes. Anyway, thanks for watching Beacon, everybody. That was our show.
How we get out of doing a year of hypersleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, so rather than show off, which normally is my go-to because it's fun, I'm going to act quietly in that, not like I'm stealth fixing the station.
Right.
But just
you don't want
that
the roach to
I'm
know.
kind of flying under the radar of a lot going on this afternoon. So
it doesn't. The roach doesn't need to know that this needed to happen.
Well, that sure, yes.
Okay.
And so maybe because I'm fixing it kind of quickly, I could just spend a couple extra moments outside.
Sure. Yeah.
In the quiet without anyone getting.
It is indeed quiet. As soon as you finish up the last of the repairs and stitching it back together, is also repairing the internals, which doesn't take you very long at all, especially because your strength alone lets you actually move some of these mechanical mechanisms. The underneath the surface of the skin of Beacon, it's easy enough just to reach in without even a proper tool, and in the spacesuit with the armor rating that it has, just bend it back into where it needs to be and check its integrity, sealing up the gap in the hull, and then lasering it closed. You get this done about half the time. You find yourself standing on the side of the beacon tower by yourself in the utter quiet.
I guess the stars won't change too much in 2 years.
The only thing out here that twinkles, of course, aside from the stars, is the blinking docking lights that you see on the station below you. In front of you is just the length of the tower stretching straight up from where you are. You're north. But all about you is just the utter crisp black of space. You head back inside.
I think in a parallel scene, sort of like in tandem, Tig goes back to deck D, where they have the is a hydroponics like the greenhouse.
There is, yeah, that's on the life support deck. So that is, let me just double check, but I believe that is on life support deck is deck D. So it's just literally two decks up.
Yeah, so she's gonna go to deck D. You said there were like big windows you can see out this like see the stars. So
Yep.
yeah, I think Tig has a moment of like has to like sit like with everything because I don't think she has a particular task right now. So I think getting dismissed, I think she also does some not quite looking at the stars here, but like as if she could see home, kind of a thing, trying to like reconcile what does 2 years mean.
Yeah.
So
And that's just, you would know, Tig, that 2 years, when he said 2 years, he's just talking about transit
just
time.
travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how long we're out there.
How
could
long
be.
you're out there. I mean, who knows?
Mhm.
But that's just 2 years. Technically, if they're leaving from Earth, they're already going to be 2 years getting from there and back. Having the pit stop at station for you guys is a bit of a shorter trip because you're already so far out. So it is apparently, this is going to be a long one.
Mhm. Yeah, I think just I don't need anything, just a parallel moment of just has to like what kind of that's a shocking amount of time.
Yeah. And also to give every player here a snapshot of this is actually kind of visited to in both Aliens and the book, where it just reminds people, especially space truckers who spend a lot of time out in space, have to wrestle with the fact that when they return home, sometimes they are still the same age and other people are not. And it occurs to you, life will continue while y'all are out way beyond the red line.
In that case, yeah, I think Doc is gonna send a message to his daughter, the most expensive rate he can pay, just to kind of give like a final sign off. I think the message pretty much says, "Hey there, just letting you know your dad's enjoying retirement, and I think he signed on to do something stupid. 2 years in FDL travel with some humanitarian community service type things. So, I'm already an old man, so I just gotta take reality into an account. Just want to let you know some basic things that I didn't get to tell your brother that I really wish that I could have. One, I really want to thank you for handing the company over the easiest decision I've ever made. You're far better at it than I am. Thanks for attending to the money and the day-to-day minutia of things. And in any way that I may have let you down, I want you to know that that is my gravest regret, and that I hope that you might hear some of the things I've done out here in the void, and that might mend the wounds that I've left you on my travels. I love you dearly, Mary. And I'm just going to savor it in case I can't say it again. I love you so very much. You are the best thing that I have ever done. Tied with your brother, of course. Goodbye and good night. And that's it.
send the message along. Scheduled to reach its destination in the next 3 days. I have a bit of housekeeping for you guys too, just real quick, to write this down. With the exception of Eliza, everybody else, your weekly salary, make sure to write this down because this is going to have to be something you're going to want to keep track of. But weekly salary, because you all had your raises, everyone is now making $700 a week. That is, we'll don't worry about us factoring it, but when you're in hypersleep, you earn a quarter of that.
I wrote down 900.
That's still capitalism.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so capitalism.
Yeah, I believe we did say we were going to be getting 900 a week.
Yeah,
900
they
a week?
sure
Oh.
did, didn't they?
It went
Oh,
from
and-
4 to 9.
Oh, that is correct because that is the commercial employee. Sorry, yes, because I was looking at law enforcement. That is correct. Commercial employee, $900 a month. Yeah,
a week.
that's a weekly salary, but you only get paid a quarter of that when
when you're sleeping.
When you're in
Yeah.
hypersleep.
Then I'm staying up. No, I'm kidding.
So it's easy money, but you are basically asleep the whole time. Eliza, yours is different though. Unfortunately, you are making $760 a week.
Oh, dang it.
Yep. Welcome to the military.
Do I get good benefits though?
I mean, yeah, you are just like today, you've got healthcare, some pretty spectacular healthcare. Although I have to look at the Colonial Marines handbook, but yeah, from what I understand, Colonial Marines get lots of health benefits.
Did you say 760?
$760 a week, yeah.
Okay.
So those are your current. Also, to keep track of this, y'all don't have to worry about it right now, but actually, we don't have to worry about that right. That's more something I should talk to Doc about at some point. So, but yeah. All right.
Doc, just really quick, Doc is just gonna run the diagnostics on himself to see if there's any underlying health issues. He's really thinking 2 years is a lot of time, and he's an old guy, so he's just running over everything to make sure that he's not going to be a obstacle for the.
Pulling a Holden and scanning yourself for protomolecule.
Yep.
So you run a quick we'll say this, make a medicine check.
Ooh. I've been wanting to roll a medicine check for a while now. That's +2 because of the med kit, and +2 because of the infirmary. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 successes.
Okay. So with spectacular fashion, you do a thorough diagnostic on yourself. And it definitely occurs to you as somebody who is a trained doctor and professional surgeon. You detect that you have heightened levels of your blood pressure is slightly elevated. Your pulse is slightly elevated. The anxiety of being asleep that long. I mean, getting out to Beacon was what, 4 or 5 months of space travel, something like that. This is going to be much longer. You know as much as anybody that it's neurological distortion disorder is not something that you can necessarily pre-plan for. All you can do is take your hydration before you get into the hypersleep pod, and good luck.
Yep.
Hypersleep is relatively safe. The longer you are in it, the more chances for neurological distortion disorder, but the travel period is not unheard of. There are certainly FTL ships out there that are not particularly fast, and there are some space truckers who've spent a year in hypersleep easy. So
Okay, and this is just out of genuine curiosity. Is
Mhm.
is hyper jumping one of those things that is riskier as you're older?
no, in truth,
Okay.
the way hypersleep works, if you've seen Prometheus, you would know that that is not true. But
Okay.
yeah, no, your body, it doesn't really, the only challenges your body has is hydration. That's the big thing that you have to worry about when you're in hypersleep, and that is dealt with before you enter hypersleep. So making sure to take your hydration drug, which you take it before you go into stasis, and then a synthetic will almost always oversee everybody that is in hypersleep. It's usually that's usually delegated to a single synthetic that remains conscious during the entire travel period.
Okay. Well,
If-
until we meet up with everybody again, Doc is just looking up albums and books for Isaac.
Okay.
I would actually like to find Doc.
Okay.
She'll go to the medbay, and assuming that he'll be there, and unless you've gone elsewhere to peruse entertainment.
Oh no, he's just looking it up where he is in the infirmary. Like you can hear Earth, Wind, and Fire bumping like long before you get in there.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Tig kind of swings her way in and kind of like knocks on the doorway. Like, what's happening? What's the occasion?
I wanted to get a collection of hits. If our friend's gonna be taking care of us while we're sleeping for a while, the least I can do is make the time pass pleasantly.
So you're gonna do it for sure?
I came out here to find out what happened to my boy and to try and make things a little bit better. And I have not a good idea what happened to my boy, so might as well complete the mission, right? How about you?
You have 2 kids, right?
I do. I've got Simon. I had Simon and Mary. Mary is reminds me a lot of you, except where you can demolish everything with a pulse rifle. She does the same thing with litigation and a pen.
Sounds like someone to have on your side. Might be a bonus.
Oh no, it sounds all well and good until you have a 7-year-old pull out a thesis for why he promised to deliver a pony.
Did you have to leave them a lot when they were that age? Spend a lot of time away, or were you home body kind of? You obviously don't have to. We don't have to talk about if you don't.
It's fine. It's fine. I was gone for far more than I wanted to, and much further than I should have.
Were they okay?
The mother, yeah, they're fine. The mother passed when they were both very young, and I just trying to figure it out. And I always told myself the more money I bring home, then the better I'm doing. They want it for nothing, except maybe my attention. How about you? I don't know much. What makes a little soldier doctor like yourself?
I mean, I wasn't really interested in the Marines, but I was interested in helping people, and I was on base living with my uncle. And that was kind of the way to do that at the time.
You learn well.
I think you would probably pick up on this. She seems so like detached from like half of this conversation. And she kind of like nods at that and says, "Do you regret it? The time you spent away from them?"
That is a double-edged sword. I selfishly wish that I had abandoned everything, just held them so tight that nothing could get them. But I see the people that they became, and I couldn't take that from them. It sounds, if you don't mind my saying, that you are particularly interested in words left unsaid today.
I think you see her just kind of like nod and like make a decision, kind of like take a breath and go, if we spend no more than a month where we're going, she'll be 8 years old when I come back. Maybe older. And I don't know how to reconcile that. I'm not her mom, but she is my kid, and I don't know what to do with 2 or more years. I don't know what to do with that.
I'm going to tell you something harsh and ugly. Because I love you. You don't get the bank time. You don't get to count on it. I need you to understand, in our line of work, it's the most obvious thing that we somehow foolishly overlook, but the human machine is flawed. There are any number of reasons why the time that you assume somebody would have, they may not have. Now, if that thought is unacceptable to you, then I think your course of action is clear. And whichever way you go in your life, you have been cursed with the fact that I care for you deeply and I will support you.
Never a curse.
No. I know a very litigious 7-year-old who didn't get a whole pony that would disagree with you.
Her name is Elizabeth, by the way. I call her Buffy.
That's a fun name.
Yeah, she's a goofball. She's everything to me. And I left her because I was afraid. And now I'm here, and I've been away from her, and she's been taken care of, and she's been with family, and now the time away scares me. And I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite.
What makes you think you ran away?
I was supposed to be her guardian when her mom died. And I came back injured. I came back injured and grieving and with a 4-year-old that I had to take care of. And it only lasted a few weeks before her extended family decided to step in, and I could only fight so much in that state. And so I let them win and I ran. And I've been here ever since. Everything I do, I send back what I don't need back to her. I don't know if she'll ever get that. I don't know if her grandma will let her. She doesn't like me very much, but I ran away and I didn't fight. And every time we're gone for an extended period of time, I think about, I remember that she turned 5 recently. And that was hard. But thinking about her being 7, 8, 9, 10, and not hearing from me through all of that scares the shit out of me. And I don't know if I deserve to feel that fear because I've been here this whole time. So I don't know. I don't know if I can go, and I don't know if I can not go. And that's why I was asking about your kids.
Simeon, I knew he was gonna be a Marine from jump. He didn't start walking so much as he parrot dropped from the couch and then gorilla crawled his way to the kitchen. Mary, like I told you, she did not just take rules. You didn't just tell her when to go to bed. You had to tell her why. It's the little things that you hold on to when you're out here in the nothingness. And Tig, I don't see you as capable of not fighting. I think at most you are capable of a tactical retreat, and that is with some convincing. I think maybe you knew that the Tig that you were wasn't ready for what you have to be in order to tend to a child. To tell you the truth, I still am, like genius. I have no idea how those kids ended up raised. Elizabeth will be ready for you whenever you make the decision to be ready for her. And there's no shame in saying that's today or that's 2 years from now. As long as you follow your instincts and you're being true to yourself.
Thanks, Doc.
I wish I had something better for you.
Say it's more anybody's been able to give me since everything. So to be fair, I don't really let people give me things because only a few people know.
You're stubborn.
Because I'm stubborn. I'm a little bit of an asshole, and I'm a little bit bad at vulnerability. So I am starting to feel extremely itchy right now, but I do genuinely appreciate hearing it.
And I genuinely appreciated the chance to remember my children. So how about, until such time as you make a decision, you tell me a little bit about Elizabeth every day, and I'll tell you a little bit about Mary and Simeon.
I think I'd really like that.
Me too. One day I get to meet little Elizabeth so I can tell her to give you so much shit.
Yeah, I deserve it. Oh, she's a little riot. She talks so much. She had so much to say at 4. I can't even imagine it. Double digits. Oh, she's going to read me the riot act. If she remembers me, I guess.
Oh, you'll be begging for Xenos in no time.
She is a formidable opponent.
You know, I don't think we talk as a group nearly enough about our lives. I figure if we're gonna fight in this dark together, we might as well figure out what we're fighting for. You think Martha sees anybody at the station?
Oh, I wish you the best of luck trying to find that out from the source. But let me know when and where so I can bring popcorn. But
I think there's this guy in the comms tower. There might be some sparks between them.
oh, sure. Yeah. You tell her that.
Don't you tell her that. Don't you tell her I said that.
She takes like a couple steps backwards towards the door. Think you can stop me? I think we've established I'm faster than you. She takes like a few hop steps backwards.
I think just as a playful gesture, it's just gonna throw a magnet at your elbow.
I want to know if you get it. I
will roll for this. I will
make a ranged combat check.
I will not contest because she's not expecting it at all.
We have story points.
Yeah,
we do have story points that we have not used.
Use a story point auto succeed.
It's an auto 6 if you spend a story point.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. My range combat is a 0.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna use the story point. Let's go.
Yeah, do it.
All right. This story point comes from Kerrigan 29.
Oh snap! That's 1-6 on the 3 that I rolled, and
the auto
the story point.
You got it. You get to stun. You stunned.
You can stunt it.
Yeah. What do you stunt? What do you stunt?
I'd like to show off and just have a note attached to it that just says shh.
I think she gets it and she goes, oh, you, and I think she comes to pretend to grab you, but she gets you in a knucklehead that kind of turns into a hug.
I hug back.
That's all I needed out of that scene.
If
There needed to be a hug in there.
this was a filmed scene, the camera, of course, would cut to a cat that's just watching the two of you lazily. Utter disinterest.
See, and that's why he's such a good doctor.
Yep. All right. As the day begins to wind down on Beacon Station, what is everyone else doing? Is anybody else doing anything, or is we going to move to dinner time on the concourse?
I'd like to chat with Isaac.
Okay.
Find Isaac somewhere.
Isaac is just coming back in from the inside, so from the outside. So as soon as you reach the cargo deck, you see the doors opening to the airlock just as it's flashing the green light, indicating that it's in the clear. And Isaac just comes out holding helmet in hand.
Hey, how'd it go out there?
Been 4 weeks yet?
No, we're still friends, right?
Did I do something wrong? Are we not?
No, I mean, do you want me to only talk to you when you need maintenance?
No, I thought
Oh,
it
was that a joke?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Isaac. I'm so sorry. No, that was. I got it. Sorry.
I thought I've been practicing. I thought I was getting better. I'll work on it. I'll have a lot of time to work on it.
I just take you at face value, so that's on me, I think.
Yes, I do have less face now. See, that was another one. I'm really trying.
I like it. I like the humor.
When it's recognizable, I guess.
Yeah. No, I was just.
But you came here for a reason. Is there something you need help with, or friends stuff?
Friend stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
what friend stuff?
Well, just wanted to see how you're getting ready for our trip, and also you're going, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like the other two had a lot of decisions to make about it, and I was like,
I think we both mostly go where we're assigned.
Exactly.
That's the nature of our contracts might be a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wanted to just give them space to make their decisions. But
how do you feel about going where you're assigned?
I mean, yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, this is what we were expecting to do with Beacon. I mean, the distance and the length of hypersleep is a lot, probably longer than I was expecting for any of these missions, but it's doable, you know?
What's the longest trip you've been on before?
Ooh, gonna have to say, I don't know, 10. Does 10 months sound like, would I have been on longer, Eric?
I mean, on tour of duty, you served during the Colony War. So
Yeah.
you've probably been out to space for a couple of years already.
Like in hypersleep? For a couple years?
Not spent in hypersleep. I think the
Oh.
longest time spent in hypersleep for you is probably about 6 months. It's
Okay,
important to know that the neurological disorder that is developed from hypersleep only kicks in if you were abruptly woken from hypersleep without the proper charge time. Because it
Mhm.
takes a lot. The longer you're in hypersleep, the more dangerous it is to wake you up abruptly. So if somebody
Right.
flips the switch or there's an accident, that's a problem. Otherwise, hypersleep is completely safe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 months, I think, is the longest I've been on.
That's longer than I've been at a stretch.
Yeah.
But I finally got old enough that most of my life hasn't been around people in hypersleep. It's been very nice.
Yeah.
I like these short trips. They've been lovely. A little bit of reading, but then I get to talk to you all again.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like for this long trip, you know, well, it won't be your first hypersleep since, you know, being fully you, but it is going to be a really long one. So I don't know. I'm kind of worried about you, I guess.
Well,
being alone for that long.
Synthetics don't feel stress.
Well, I disagree. I mean, well, you feel things.
Well, I feel
Isaac.
things, yes, but I'm not like when organics get cranky.
Is that what we sound like and look like when we get cranky?
No.
Oh, yes, we do. It's fine.
Only a little bit. Only sometimes when you're really sleepy.
Yeah, I believe that. When I haven't had my bug juice in the morning.
Yeah, or after you've had your bug juice in the morning. Well, by the time we get there, I'll be back to most of my life has been around asleep people.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Feels like that before, and right now it's not. And then when we get there, it will be again.
Wait, when is your birthday, Isaac?
2 weeks.
What? Wait, your birthday is in 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, because I was a month old, and then I went 2 months to get all of you, and then we went 2 months back, and then we had all of the adventure. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Is that your first birthday?
Well, yeah, you're not allowed to have more than one a year.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you have any recommendations? What did you do for your first birthday?
Well, I don't remember, but judging from the video footage afterwards, I smashed a cake into my face and onto my parents' faces, toddled around, played with a stuffed rocket ship for a while and got held and cuddled by everyone there.
Sounds
It's pretty
very organic.
Yeah, very organic. Would you like that kind of first birthday?
You don't want cake smashed on your face, do you?
Not now, not necessarily. I mean, if the mood is right, whatever. But don't think too much about that one.
Okay. When's your birthday?
Oh, let's see.
Did it already happen? Did we not celebrate?
Oh, yeah, it was a few months ago. It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's
That'll
fine.
never happen
Actually,
again.
I mean, it happened when we were in hypersleep, so literally slept right through it.
But I could put electronic candles on top of your cryopod. I could sing and
Well, I guess we're all going to have at least one birthday on this next trip. So you'll have lots of birthdays to celebrate.
I put out my hand to shake. I will sing for all of you. You'll all have birthdays.
Thank you. You don't have to, maybe don't light candles, right? That's not
electronic. I already thought about it. Safety.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's great. So what would you want to do for your birthday? Like, just first thing that comes to mind.
Hats.
You want hats?
The little pointy ones. People only ever wear them on birthdays.
Yeah.
In the hollows. I've never seen one of them in real life. There's a little string that goes under your neck and it looks very uncomfortable, and I would love to experience it.
Okay, hats.
It makes humans look like unicorns.
Do you like unicorns? Like as a
I've never met one.
Me neither.
They put out their hand. Martha, that was also a joke.
I think it's me. I think I'm not good at picking up humor, am I?
I'm still getting the hang of it. I mean, I don't even have a year's worth of practice yet.
Yeah. And I have over 35 years, so
you're probably more used to, more experienced humor.
I should be. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway.
Is there anything you're leaving behind?
Well, let's put it this way. There's someone that I already left behind, though I guess not fully, but they won't miss me, so.
How could anyone know you and not miss you?
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
You're very kind. Everyone should be nice to you. Or else they'll have to deal with me.
Well, I was about to say, if only that was how the world worked. But there are some not nice people I could send you to if you really want something to do. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
See, our jokes are very different.
Yeah. Mine are more murder-based, I guess.
Would you like to go to Doc's Noodles with me?
Yeah. Oh, is it that time? Oh, it totally is. Yeah, let's go. I hook my arm.
When you arrive on the concourse, you arrive just in time to see Tig and Doc also arriving on the concourse. And there is a small gathering here. A woman has set up shop of a very, would look like a very basic setup right now. Mostly just a couple of deep pots that are steaming with noodles. But you can see a lot of restaurant equipment has been wheeled in here and unloaded. And it looks like there's fryers and everything that have been brought in to be installed in the kitchen area. And you can already see that a section of one of the concourse areas has been completely curtained off. It looks like it has this white tarp that's been draped over where there's going to be exterior work done. You can hear a couple of people referring to her as Tani when you approach. She's a Japanese American woman. Looks like she's elderly, maybe in her mid 60s or so. Happily greeting everyone. Everyone seems to think she is the hero of the day, being the first restaurant opening up here at Beacon Station. So when the four of you get together, it's a very quiet section in the back of the crowd as you're all getting ready to get in line for this first batch of noodles that she has already prepared for this first time out that she's been working on for a hot minute. Everybody is congregating, talking amongst each other, laughing as they're telling jokes. You even see Villalobos is down here, still wearing his headset. He's forgotten to take it off. Just kind of waving at a couple of people. But in the back is the is the crew of the Ilios. You guys quietly standing and observing these people that have come and gone in your life the past few months, who have kind of become extended family, and realizing that pretty soon you're going to be headed out into the black, and period of time in which you will be gone. A year and 6 months there, a year and 6 months back, for a total of 3 years out in the dark. You don't know if you're going to see some of these people ever again. You don't know if they'll still be here, if they'll transfer out. You don't know what Beacon will be like when you return. Maybe nothing's changed, but that seems unlikely. It's a moment you all kind of drink in as you stand side by side and watch as the crew congregates around and begins to speak. And that is where we are going to wrap up tonight's episode of Beacon. Big changes. When we come back next Monday, it'll have been 2 weeks, and we'll have the arrival of the colony ship. It'll be the start of a whole new journey. So if you have anything in between to tell me about characters, or anything you would like to know, or you would like me to know specifically about like decisions that are being made, like Tig sounded like she might be on the fence about this, things like that. Definitely ping me and let me know. And if you want to keep it secret, just message me. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. And let's do experience points real quick as we wrap up. You all get one for being here. Let's see. Did you, John? No panic rolls were made, curiously enough.
Not even versus the stink?
No, but I will say that you did overcome a dangerous event. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. So that's another one.
Is it the stink, you mean?
It was the explosion of the exterior of the station, but I can see how you
something scary did happen today. Oh, gosh.
And I'm just going to award, technically that's all you guys would get this time around, but I'm going to award a 3rd point for the role play.
Cool.
Hey.
Have we haven't earned money yet? Did we ever earn money when we got there?
So we're gonna start tracking that. It hasn't been much of a problem now, but now that y'all are contract workers that are working for the government and it's becoming a thing, I'm just gonna keep track of it. But it's not the driving force behind a lot of you, except for really Tig has a big investment for how much money she's making, because she's not just paying for herself. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, and Isaac of course doesn't earn any money. Isaac gets 0. So although I wouldn't be worried about Isaac. I think everybody's going to come to Isaac's aid. Isaac is rich in family here in Beacon Station. So, but that's going to do it for us tonight, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of Beacon. We're going to be back next Monday, as always. Stay tuned as we continue to roll out announcements with regards to the one-shots that we have coming up. Some pretty exciting ones. Revisiting Doctor Who is going to be fun. I'll keep you all posted about that. But for now, this is, at least for the moment, the crew of the Beacon Station signing off.